Okay, welcome everyone to another 15 minutes of positivity. I'm still here in Denver at the Psychedelics conference, so I'm literally sitting here in a big hallway. And the reason I'm mentioning that is just to, I guess, role model or set the example and just say, no matter where I am, I know I can carve out 15 minutes to practice the behaviors and the mindset and the creativity and just practice being a better, well adjusted human. And I certainly need it. I'm pretty tired. This conference is pretty intense, but here we are at noon on Tuesday, and we're about to jump into another short practice. So you're going to want pen and paper for this one because we're going to do some writing. And here we go. So, okay. So quick reminder. I'm sort of running out of ways to, make this point, just to keep reinforcing this idea. But we're doing brain training here. We are, if this brain could lift weights, that's in essence what we're doing by coming back together over and over again and activating those parts of ourselves that we want to strengthen, basically. So that's the, in a nutshell, that's the concept of self-directed neuroplasticity. And so today we are going to focus on creativity and open-heartedness. And again, creativity is one of these interesting skills that uh, quite impossible to activate on demand, right? It's very hard to sit down and say, I'm going to, write a really beautiful poem on demand right now. It just usually doesn't work that way. Maybe for some exceptional humans it does. For most of us, however, creativity and kind of open-heartedness or an open-mindedness is something that we can cultivate by stimulating those parts of ourselves where we just get curious, right? So we're going to make some time to get curious about some prompts that I'm going to give you in a second here. And the idea is to let things flow. So we're doing this stream of consciousness journaling idea that most of you are familiar with at this point. So a couple quick points about that. The idea is that you're not writing a letter to anyone. In fact, you're not even writing a letter. You're just capturing thoughts. They don't even have to be coherent sentences, right? Just the idea is just to allow your pen to write down what is going through your mind. If you run out of something to say, literally write down, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to write. Just the key is you got to keep the pen moving. Otherwise, this technique doesn't really work as well. And then since this is for your eyes only, don't censor. See if you can really just allow yourself to let it rip. And if if a whole bunch of expletives, come rolling out of your pen, so be it. That's great, So don't censor yourself. Keep the pen moving. I'm going to set a timer, and we're doing 2 prompts today, and they are focusing on this James Clear quote that I like. James Clear is an author of a great book called Atomic Habits, and he looks at how are human habits formed. And he makes this point here, which I think is really, really pertinent to us, which is that just because improvements aren't visible doesn't mean that they aren't happening, right? So you're not going to see the number change on the scale just because you went to the gym that morning or did a workout. You're not going to necessarily see the end results of a chapter of a book that you're writing just because you sat down to write it, right? So there's something about these lasting wins require a kind of mindset shift on our part that involves patience and consistency, and frankly, we're full circle back to all of the ingredients required for neuroplastic changes. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes ongoing, consistent practice. So we're going to jump into the actual practice now. Keeping that quote in mind, here's your prompt. So some things I'd like to change about my current mindset are, and go ahead and start writing, and I will set the timer for, we're just going to do 3 minutes for each of these today. Some things I'd like to change about my current mindset are. Okay, and start whatever you're writing on, start wrapping up that sentence. And then we're going to shift straight into the follow-up prompt, which is, if I could change my mindset in those ways, I would be able to. So if I could change my mindset in those ways that I just wrote about, I would be able to. And coming up on another 20 seconds or so, so start wrapping that up. If you're done writing, go ahead and just read what you wrote for both of those prompts. All right, and we are at time. Again, reminder: if I'll stick around for some Q&A. If anyone wants to talk about this or has any questions, happy to do so. You can also book a time with me at any time that works for you. Just go to citclinics.com/Oli. I'm happy to spend 15 minutes on a call with you, and we can talk about things. Otherwise, I hope this was just a good reminder of it doesn't take that much to just drop into a place, take a break in your day, and activate a different part of your brain. And the more we do this, the better we get at it. So I hope this was useful, and plan on seeing as many of you as possible tomorrow, same time, same place.